So this section, we're going to look at how to split an array. So this is different from indexing part of an array and making a copy of it. This is actually using the command just to split it up for us. So let's set our array up, np.array, round brackets, square brackets. Let's do 1 to 9 and print that out. Spelling print correctly. Never type and talk. There we go. So we've got our array of 1 to 9. And we can just split this. np.array underscore split the array that you want to split and how many parts you want to split it into. So it's going to split this into equal parts, but as you may have noticed, we have a odd number. So if I choose to split that into 2 parts, it's going to split it as best it can. So we're going to have 5 in one array and 4 in the other. And that's fine. That is, to be fair, as equal parts as you can get. So you can specify where you want it to split rather than allowing it just to split it into 2 or 3 would have actually given us 3 even parts in that one. So if we want to split into 3 arrays called x1, x2 and x3, do np.split, round brackets, the array that we want to split, and an array of the, a list of the indexes in where we want them to split. So if we ask it to split at index 2 and index 6, and then we'll print out our resultant arrays, x1, x2 and x3. So we've got 0, 1, so it's split here at 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it's split here at 6. So it splits where you tell it to split. So that's working on a 1-row array. If we have more than 1 row in our arrays, it splits as the rows do. So np.array, round brackets, square brackets, so we're doing a 2-dimensional array, so we need another square bracket in there. Do 4.3, 4.5, and the second one, again, pick whichever values you want. They don't have to be the same as these. If we print y out, we've got a 2-row, 2-column array. And if we do a split on this, our array name and equal parts that we want to split it into, np.array split. And you can see that split it up by our rows. So our first row is the first array that will come out. Second row is the second array that will come out. And if we gave this 2 variable names, it would have assigned those values to that. Let's create a new test array. Let's do numbers up to 20, np.arrange. And let's reshape that into a 5-row, 4-column array. Arrange has got 1 R in it. There we go, that's better. 5 rows, 4 columns, numbers up to 20. So let's split this into the top and bottom. So if I did an equal split here, again, the computer would have to decide where it feels this equal split is, because we've got an odd number of rows. So we can say exactly where it wants to split. So np.v split, vertical split, the array you want to split it on and the value that you want to split it at. And we can print out top. That gives us the first 3 rows because that's where we split 0, 1, 2. We split at the point where you would insert an element in the 3rd position, and print bottom is the last 2. So that's a vertical split, i.e. splitting on your rows. You can do a horizontal split, H split, which is splitting on your columns. So let's split this array that we've created into left and right. So that's np.h split and the array that you want to split. And in this case, so earlier we could get away with just saying please split it equally by putting a 2 there. And you can see that works the same on this array as well. Or we could have specified at position 2 if we wanted and put the brackets around there, and we would have got exactly the same result. So you'll find there's normally more than one way to do stuff in coding, and eventually you kind of find your own style. You do what you like to do. So I personally would choose this method where I'm saying please split it at position number 2. Even though it's exactly the same results. That's just because I prefer to specify the values I'm using rather than just using the default. Because then you have to not only remember what values you are to use, you also have to remember what the default values are. Whereas if you specify things, you don't. But there's nothing wrong with using default values if that's what you prefer to do. So the last video in this session is going to be on filtering arrays, which is something you use an awful lot in data science, and you will find out more about this in the next video. So when you're ready, I'll see you there.